Hello, my name's Mark and I am G-Code Tutor. I'm here today with Practical Machinist to continue this series on programming a bush. Now so far we've roughed out our profile here, so in this lesson we're going to finish turn. So we're going to be using our G70 finish turn. Okay, so we're going to start off like we have done with the previous operations by using an n number, so we've got that search function. So we can quickly search down to n2 to find our finish turn sequence. So I've also used our operator's note here to label the sequence finish turn, and of course we end with an end of block. So we're moving on to our safety line. Now I've explained this twice before in this series, so I'm not going to go into it again now, but this is the safety line that sets our machine up in a safe working system. But it might be slightly different on your machine. Every machine changes slightly, so it might not be the same as this one. Just be aware of that. So now we're going to do our tool call with T0202. So this brings in our tool to the center line and selects the correct offsets in our tool table. And we're going to do an MO6 after that, and that activates our turret to rotate the turret to bring this tool into the center line. So we're using G50 again on this sequence. So because we're using constant surface cutting speed, that means that the chuck will speed up or slow down depending on the diameter we are cutting. But we don't want that diameter to go to an infinite speed as the cutter approaches the center line. So we put a limit on how fast our spindle will rotate. And we do that by using our G50 spindle speed clamp. And we set our maximum revs there with an S number. So we're not going above 3,400 RPM during this sequence. So G96 sets our constant surface cutting speed and our constant speed right there with the S value. And MO3 turns out on in a clockwise direction for our chuck. Now MO4 is anti-clockwise. You might need to use that if we're mounting our tools backwards like we often have to do on lathes. So on this line we're going to wrap it in to a safe working position so we can face off the front of our part there with a finish tool. So we're going to wrap it in with G00. Our X dimension there is 2mm above the stock bar size, because if you remember from previous videos we had our bar size at 42mm. So you might want to increase this if that gets a little bit close or the bar has got ovality, etc. So Z2 there brings our tool 2mm off the face of the part. Because we've set our working datum to the front of the part, 2mm gives us 2mm clearance to the right of our material there. And MO8 turns on the coolant. Next, we're going to switch over to GO1, our feed rate linear movement command. And we're going to feed slowly into our Z position there, our Z0. I'm coming in on the feed move here and not rapid, just in case there's any material in the way, so we're not going to break any tools. It's more of a safety feature that I like to do, to feed into this position rather than rapid in. So by using X minus 0.2, we're now bringing our tool down to the center line just to face off a small amount of material we left on when roughing. So why are we using X minus 0.2 and not X0? Well, we want to go just slightly past the front of our center line to remove any pips. And if our tool is not perfectly on the center height, this will help compensate for that. So we're doing a 2-axis rapid move now. Because we faced off the front of the part, we don't want our tool rubbing against that face as we retreat back, because that face is now finished. So we're going to use G00 to rapid away, but we're rapiding away in X and Z at the same time. So the tool comes off at an angle and not straight up that face, leaving tooling marks on our nice finished surface. So everything we've spoke about so far we have covered in previous videos in this series. But this is the interesting part, this is the bit we've not covered, and that's the finishing cycle, the G70. So this line, G70 P100 Q200, it looks back into our program at our subroutine. So let me explain that in more detail. So here is our rough and turn that we've done last month in last month's video. Now the N100 there at the beginning and the N200, that is our subroutine from our rough and cycle. So all we are doing is calling upon that subroutine again. We don't need to write the dimensions of our profile out because we've already done it. So we're just going to recall that information and rerun that sequence, but using G70 and not G71. So when we are using subroutines in this way, we can call upon our subroutine that we've previously programmed when our rough and turn, and it makes our finish and turn very quick and easy to program. That's all we need to do to get that tool to run over our profile there. So after our G70 line, we need to wrap it back to a safe working position. So like before, I'm wrapping it back to X44, but I'm given a few more millimeters down the clearance on Z. So we're coming back to Z5mm. And these are more personal preferences. 5mm is a safe distance. But if you wish to make the program run a little bit quicker, we can shorten that once we know that there's no collisions going on there and everything is safe to run. So with our profile machined and our tool at a safe working position, we can now send our cutter home ready for its next tool change. So we're switching over to G53. Now this is the machine datum. So now all our dimensions come from the machine datum and not our working datum that's on the front face of our part. So G53 selects that datum. With X0Z0, that takes it back to the machine tool change position usually. Sometimes it's in a different position, but generally our tool change position is on our 0 position on the G53 datum. And we're using MO9 there to turn off the coolant. MO5 stops our spindle from rotating. So G97 puts our machine back in the standard RPM control mode rather than the constant surface cutting speed. So because we've used constant surface cutting speed, I like to switch back to G97 before the end of the sequence. That way, if we have to stop the program at all, we should be in the normal RPM mode and not constant surface cutting speed. And MO1, I like to finish all of my sequences on MO1. This gives us the optional stop, so we can stop the machine if needed to check our parts, to measure, to make sure everything's fine in there, maybe remove some coolant. And of course it's optional. If we push that button on the controls, the machine will stop there. If we don't push the optional stop button, it will not. So it's a great way just to check the machine and check our part if we need to. So that's how we use a G70 to finish turn a part by using a previously written subprogram from a different section of the program. Now if you want to know more about G-code programming, pop over to my website at gcodetutor.com, where I have a range of free articles and lots of courses that will help you out in your machining future.